Now, from your local news leader, KAMR Local 4 News, Saturday Today starts now.
And good morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with us on this Saturday morning. I'm Judd Baker, sitting alongside Maggie Glenn this morning.
Yes, Judd, thank you for having me. It is November 9th.
Cold, a little, well, not as cold as it usually has been. But
yeah, Thursday was definitely colder, but this morning it's like what, like 50 degrees-ish?
Yeah.
Not too bad.
I don't appreciate it. Where is fall? Where is fall? So this morning, some exciting news from Macy's. They unveiled new balloons for the 93rd annual Thanksgiving Day Parade. We're going to get a glimpse of those coming up in just a little bit.
And the story of the bond between man and man's best friend, the heartwarming reuniting of a military canine and his handler.
All of that straight ahead, but first, let's take a look at some stories that are trending this morning. It's the Transcontinental Railroad's sesquicentennial. Did I get that right?
Sesquicentennial.
Sesquicentennial.
Yes.
Okay, I don't think either. Maybe you did. And Union Pacific is commemorating the anniversary in a special way. UP's Big Boy, the vintage steam locomotive number 4014, is riding the rails in 2019 to honor the anniversary, the 150th anniversary, excuse me. Train lovers were treated to an up-close look at that historic steamer during a stop in Houston on Wednesday. Big Boy spent the last 2 years in restoration and preparation for the anniversary run touring the Union Pacific rail system. The number 4014 is the last Big Boy in the world that still is on the rails.
So anyone that knows Judd knows he's known as like our aviation correspondent in the commercial aviation correspondent in the newsroom, but he also is super into trains. So you just have like a transportation thing going on, don't you?
Yes. Trains, planes, and automobiles. I know nothing about a car, mind you. It was not until very recently that I learned how to change tires.
I still don't know how to change a tire personally. So
maybe I can show you.
Yes.
It's not going to go well.
Oh, probably not.
Not at
all.
But
oh well, we'll still learn something together, right?
Yes.
All right. So students at Elon University are moving ice cream flavors to another level. Partnering with locally owned Smitty's Ice Cream, the students set out to study increasing trends toward savory ice cream flavors. The flavor they came up with, chicken and waffles. Student researchers say the new flavor sounded like it would make a cool ice cream treat, but it still doesn't beat the old standards when it comes to customer favorites. I don't know about savory ice cream flavors personally.
A chicken and waffle sounds a little wild.
Yeah.
I think
I just don't know how they would encompass that in an ice cream flavor without having like chunks of chicken and chunks of a waffle in it. And I don't think that would be good in ice cream. I just don't.
No. What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Anything chocolate for me.
Okay. I'm fond of the Bluebell Christmas cookie that has just come out.
I haven't tried that one.
It's very good. It has chunks of chocolate chip, snickerdoodle, and
I like the
else.
Bluebell's cookie two-step. That one is pretty good.
Aaron Langston is a fan of the salted caramel cookie.
Ooh.
Bluebell just has a cookie thing going there.
They do.
It's very good. Also, treasures from the Golden Pharaoh, the boy king Tutankhamun, opened today in London, and Egyptian authorities say this is going to be the last time that those objects will be shown outside of Egypt. More than 150 objects, from statues and sculptures to a trumpet and a funeral bed, will go on display. Other artifacts including a wooden ceremonial shield, linen gloves, and life-size statue of the king that stood guard at the entrance of his last resting place. It's the first time that the more than 60 objects have ever been displayed outside of Egypt. The tomb of the 18th dynasty king was discovered by a British archaeologist, Howard Carter, in the Valley of the Kings in Luxor in 1922. Pretty cool stuff.
Wow, yeah. Have you ever been to Egypt yet?
I have not.
Me neither.
You grew up in Chicago, though, so did it? Oh, my goodness.
Chicago, Egypt.
Well, no, you didn't let me finish.
Okay.
So you grew up in Chicago.
Yes.
Pretty big museum there where artifacts from around the world, don't give me that look, come in. Did you ever get to see any King Tut stuff?
Actually, now that you mention it, I'm not totally sure, but I think at the Museum of Science and Industry, they did have a King Tut display up for a while.
Just didn't go, huh?
No, I think I did go, but that was like when I was really little, so I don't really remember, Judd. I'm so sorry. So anyways, moving on. Today, Macy's unveiled the new balloons that'll appear in their 93rd annual Thanksgiving parade. The giant balloons were unveiled at Macy's annual Balloon Fest in New Jersey, where they are test flown or driven to make sure they are ready for their parade debut. This year's newest additions include Netflix's Green Eggs and Ham, astronaut Snoopy, and SpongeBob SquarePants and Gary. A Smokey Bear balloon, as well as a balloon from world-renowned contemporary artist Yayoi Kusama, will also take to the sky this Thanksgiving.
Did they not already have a Snoopy?
I don't know. Wait, I think they were saying in addition. Wait, let me check because now I'm curious.
Stand by.
Oh, astronaut Snoopy. That's what it is.
Okay.
Astronaut Snoopy.
All
So
right.
yeah, they always have Snoopy, but I guess this year they're going to have astronaut
He's
Snoopy.
joined NASA.
It's very dogs in space, y'all.
Yes. Okay, we're going to stop for a second and get a check of this morning's headlines.
Hey, good morning, Judd and Maggie, and good morning to all of you watching. Shocking video out of Boston this morning. Surveillance footage appears to show a suspect in an attempted car theft speed down a street with the vehicle's owner clinging to the hood. Let's bring up the video. Surveillance video shows a man walking toward a building before turning and sprinting toward the street. Well, the man jumps onto a car as it accelerates and turns down a nearby street. Not far from this scene, a witness said she saw a car speeding before crashing into 3 cars. The man told police he had parked his car and got out to remove something from the truck when the suspect jumped inside and locked the doors. The suspect allegedly began driving away, at which point the owner said he jumped on the hood. Police said the owner of the vehicle was hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. Back here at home, Clovis police have taken a suspect into custody after finding a man dead in a home yesterday. Police say it happened just after 6:30 in the evening on the 1000 block of North Lee Street. That's where they found 36-year-old Jamal Burge dead after being shot several times. Police arrested 26-year-old Johnny Vigil today in Clovis for that murder. A Clovis man is dead after a wreck on US 60. Here's what we know. New Mexico State Police say that happened east of Fort Sumner. 50-year-old David Lucio allegedly crossed the center lane into oncoming traffic and hit a semi. Lucio was ejected and pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the semi was not injured. State police say alcohol does not appear at this point to be a factor. Well, those are your headlines. We're going to send it back over to Judd and Maggie.
A Department of Army civilian police officer could not keep the smile off his face this morning.
It's because he was able to reunite with his canine partner after being apart from one another for several years.
Morgan Parrish explains what warranted a flight from Texas to north central Pennsylvania for that special occasion.
It's a wish come true.
I was always hoping, someday to be able to be reunited with him.
Jason Livingston waited with open arms as the adorable 8-year-old Dutch Shepherd greeted him with hugs and kisses.
Oh, this is awesome.
Livingston worked as a Department of Army civilian police officer at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. He then moved on to become a military working dog canine handler, which is where the story of his relationship with the bomb detecting dog begins.
Without a shadow of a doubt, he's been one of my favorite working dogs that I've had over the course of my canine career.
Starting in August of 2014, the two worked together in Iraq, where they located explosives on vehicles, buildings, and other items coming into the U.S. Embassy.
It's the best partner you can have. They're trustworthy, loyal. You don't have to second guess if they're going to do their job. When I had Blecky and worked with him, he always gave 100% every day. He always did what I asked him to do.
The reunion is all thanks to Canine Hero Haven, a local nonprofit organization out of Herndon, that the two are able to be together again. Canine Hero Haven adopts working service dogs like Blecky and helps to reunite them with their handlers.
I just think it's fantastic to be able to see these two back together again after 3 years of being apart. I mean, when they work like that overseas and then they have to separate, it's just beautiful being able to see them come back together.
Now that Blecky is retired, he has a long life ahead of him, filled with play and love like many other dogs.
It's kind of like, another family member, you become very close, they depend on you, you depend on them. So having the opportunity to reunite with a lost family member is it's special. I really can't hardly put it into words.
Don't forget, you can get all of today's news, weather, and sports right on our website, myhighplains.com. Plus, check us out on Alexa, Twitter, Instagram, and give us a like on Facebook. So I wanted to bring up really quick, kind of watching that story reminded me of the 10th proposition just in this past election, this past Tuesday, that proposed. Right now, how it goes is when there's a police dog, when that police dog retires, it's actually auctioned off because it is considered the government's property. But this 10th proposition in this last election is going to allow sheriffs or whoever the head of whatever local law enforcement agency is, it'll let them decide who the dog goes home to. So, so they'll get to stay with the officer that they were working with, or I don't know. I think that's really adorable.
It's just so wonderful. I like to watch those videos where the dog comes, or they get reunited, or like soldier coming home videos, because I just apparently need a good cry.
They make me cry every single time.
Got a little emotional in that.
Yeah, it's so cute. That dog was adorable.
Wonderful. Okay, well, Maggie, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, we need to do this again more
We
often.
do, definitely.
I hope you got a laugh out of us, because it's fun around here.
We have fun.
All right. See you guys next week.
Bye, everyone.